So we're here today to tell you about Citizens Advice Dacorum, your local citizens advice service. They offer confidential, impartial and independent advice which is completely free of charge to anyone who lives or works in Dacorum. They're a local charity who give free advice on matters such as benefit and debt issues, relationships, consumer matters, immigration, employment and housing. In fact, almost anything. If you need help with any of these issues, go to www.dacorumcab.org.uk or call Advice Line on 0800 144 8848. Morning Debbie, thanks for joining us today. So what help could you offer me if I need help with household budgeting?
Well, I would start by helping you to maximise your income, which means making sure that you receive everything you are entitled to, such as any benefits or grants. If you prefer, you can do this yourself, and there are a few benefit calculator tools online, such as Untitled To or Turn to Us. You may also be entitled to services such as free school meals or help with NHS costs.
So what if I have a disability or a long-term illness? Is there any financial help?
Some people with a disability or long-term illness do not know that they can claim extra benefits like personal independence payment or attendance allowance, and that these aren't means tested. If you have a long-term mental or physical condition which affects your daily living activity and or your mobility, you may be eligible for these and we can help you complete the forms. If you are a carer for someone, you may be able to claim carer's allowance as well as other support, and we can help you with this too.
And what if I'm struggling to pay my utility bills? What information could you tell me about that?
I would check that you are not paying out more than you need to on your gas and electricity bills. Unlike other comparison sites, the Citizens Advice one is the only one that enables you to compare every supplier. You can just go to citizensadvice.org.uk and you'll need the name of your supplier and your tariff. You can get a much more accurate quote if you know your annual consumption. This is the amount of gas or electricity that you've used over the last year. Your current supplier can give you this information. If you use your regular payment amount, you will not get an accurate comparison. We can also help you with other things like special water tariffs, warm home discount and council tax reduction, because these are for people on low income or benefits as well.
A lot of people are struggling with debt at the moment. What advice would you give me if I was struggling to manage my debt?
The first thing to say is that by coming to us for help, you've done the right thing, and the sooner that you seek free debt advice, the better. We also understand that this can seem difficult, but don't worry, we'll take you through it step by step. There are lots of options for people in debt, depending on their individual circumstances.
Okay, so tell me more about debt options.
It all depends on how much debt you are in and who you owe it to. We need to identify priority debts such as rent arrears, which could lead to eviction, or falling behind with council tax or court fines, which can have a much more serious implication. If you've lost track of who you owe money to, we can help you find out. The really important thing to remember is to seek help as soon as possible. We can help you check whether or not you are liable for the debts, and it may be that we can help you make payment offers to your creditors that you can afford, or help some debts to be written off completely. We can also consider insolvency options, for example, debt relief order or bankruptcy, according to your circumstances and level of debt. We will help you understand all your options and find a way forward. There is also a new government scheme called Breathing Space that will pause bailiff action on your debts for 60 days, or longer if you are receiving mental health support, to give you time to work with your debt advisor.
We are aware of loan sharks who are unregulated lenders and know that people are scared to seek help with this kind of debt. What advice would you give them?
All our advice is completely confidential. If you wish, we can put you in touch with a charity called Stop Loan Sharks who can help you. Loan sharks are breaking the law and take advantage of people, and we would really encourage you to report them, and we can help you do this if you wish. Don't worry, it's all anonymous, and more importantly, there are no recriminations.
So Debbie, if someone's behind with their rent and are worried about eviction, what would you say to them?
Ideally, we would encourage you to seek advice as soon as possible. If your landlord gives you notice, the first thing we would do is make sure that the notice is a legal one. Our advice will depend on the stage of the process you are at. It might be with some debt advice, your eviction will never happen and you can start to pay off your rent arrears in affordable repayments.
Thanks, Debbie. So what if people are struggling to afford food at the moment? What help can Citizens Advice Dacorum give?
If you can't afford to buy food, we can help people access the local food bank by providing a voucher.
So Debbie, what would your 3 takeaway messages be for today?
So Jill, I would say in summary, try and seek help as soon as possible. That way we can make sure that you're claiming everything that you're entitled to. And try to get your paperwork together in advance if you can. It really does help.
Can we talk a bit about scams, as there seem to be a lot of new ones around at the moment? I've heard that there are coronavirus scams. How do I know what's real and what isn't?
Scams to look out for include advertising face masks or medical equipment at high prices, emails or texts pretending to be from the government, emails offering life insurance against coronavirus, or people knocking at your door and asking for money for charity. If you see emails or texts claiming to be from an official source or from someone you don't know or from an unusual email address, don't click on the link or buy anything. Don't give money or personal details to anyone you don't know or trust, for example, someone who knocks on the door and offers help. Don't feel embarrassed about reporting a scam. Scammers are clever and scams can happen to anyone.
So what should I do if I think I've been scammed?
Reporting a scam really helps track down and stop scammers. This prevents other people from being scammed. You should report all types of scams to Action Fraud, the UK's National Reporting Centre for Fraud. Action Fraud can get the National Fraud Intelligence Bureau to investigate scams. They'll also give you a crime reference number, which can be helpful if you need to tell your bank that you've been scammed.
So what do I need to know about email scams?
For scam emails, you should forward the email to report@phishing.gov.uk. It will go to the National Cyber Security Centre. They might be able to stop other people being scammed. For example, there are a lot of Royal Mail and HMRC scam emails currently. If in doubt, don't click on any links within an email. Go directly to the official website.
And what if I'm suspicious about something I receive in the post?
So Royal Mail investigates postal scams. If you've received something in the post that you think is a scam, send it to Free Post Scam Mail. Full details can be found on the Citizens Advice website.
Thanks, Debbie. So could you give us some examples of what scams you're helping people with at the moment?
If you responded to a text that you thought was your bank and have had money taken from your account, you must contact your bank as soon as possible to explain. Let's say you bought a dress online and it turns out that the company doesn't really exist. Then depending on how you paid for it and how much it was, there are different options. If you've had an email from HMRC saying that you are due a tax refund or have a tax penalty and telling you to click on a link, don't click on the link. It is much safer to go directly to the official government website or call HMRC directly. And if you've had a text from the Royal Mail saying that you have a parcel waiting for delivery and need to pay some postage, don't click on that link. If you're expecting a parcel, then call Royal Mail directly or visit their website instead.
Thanks for those examples, Debbie. Any last pointers to avoid scams?
So in summary, be wary. If there's no postal address or landline number, it might not be a real company. If you've been asked to transfer money to someone you don't know or in an unusual way, like providing vouchers or using MoneyGram, or if you've been asked for your password or personal information. In general, if an offer seems too good to be true, it usually is.
Thank you for your time today, Debbie. That's been really useful. Just a reminder that Citizens Advice Dacorum volunteers and staff are there to help with any issues you may have, and that their service is completely free of charge and confidential.